I'm back. Today it is Thursday, February 21st. The year is 2019. We knew that nigga. I knew that boy was lying from day one. Jesse, I knew he was lying. I knew that story was false. I knew it wasn't real. From the moment I heard it, I knew it was false. But I didn't want to say nothing. I just figured, you have to give me, I just raced up and down these stairs. Get up there. But I figured I would wait until the police came out with their verdict before I jumped to any conclusions. But the story was false. Fake, made up, not real. I knew it was fake. And again, they say he did it in an attempt to try to get a pay raise from the studio where he was working at. But it looks like he might have, because of this, he might actually lose his job at working on Empire. The TV show might. I don't know. Still too soon to see what happens. But right now he's being charged with a crime, a felony at that. You know, I don't know too many people who run down to the police department and make up fake stories. I do know some people who have done it, though. And there's something wrong with a person. There's something mentally very wrong. And that's what concerns me about this whole scenario. There's something wrong with him in Jesse's mind that he thinks that he did this. Normal people don't do something like this because they don't. I'm not about to run down to the police department and tell some false fake story in an attempt to gain sympathy and a pay raise. I mean, it's just, there are other things that he could have done to draw attention to himself to work on getting a pay raise. Like saying, I deserve more money. Loudly. On the internet. On Facebook, Twitter. But this goes back to me saying what I said in the first place. Something's wrong here. And if you notice, you haven't heard from any of the cast members of the show Empire. They've all been relatively silent because they know he's crazy. Crazy know we're crazy. So when you're dealing around a crazy person all day, and I have some family members that had they come to me with a story like that, I'd have been like this. Hey. And I've had family members who come to me and tell me some odd stories, and you just kind of wonder like, And then the truth comes out that odd story was in fact false. So I do believe strongly that the people of Empire, as other cast members, they know what they were dealing with, somebody who was kind of mentally unsound. Now, hopefully he'll be able to go to get a good attorney now that he's been charged with a crime, and he can just say he can blame it on mental illness or temporary insanity or bipolar times 5, whatever excuse they come up with. They got a lot of excuses to choose from. But I'll tell you one thing, this might have really truly sabotaged his career. The only person he has hurt with this, like I'm reading people saying, oh, he set back the gay community back 20 years. That's a bunch of bullshit. This ain't got nothing to do with nobody, but the only person he hurt and harmed in this scam was himself. That's it. Nobody else. And I knew the story was false from the very beginning. I said something's not right about this. For him to even think of something so outrageous and fake, it's just kind of like you couldn't think of nothing else. And when I heard it, I said something's not right about this story. And I bet you the police officers working at the police department was like, what do you say? And when they start, and like I say, those digital cameras followed them boys. They were able to find out who they. So they thought Jesse was hoping that he could stage it, and the guys could get away, and nobody would know who they were. He didn't think that the Chicago Police Department would actually be able to identify and find out who they were. Yeah, they did. Oh yes, they found out who they were, where they lived, and everything else. And now Jesse's in a whole hell of a lot of trouble. And he ain't murdered nobody, so he ain't that much trouble. He might lose his job over there with Empire. His career, whatever. I don't know much about him myself personally in his career other than the TV show Empire. I'm not sure what other projects, what other projects he has worked on. So I don't know. I mean, he has a music career of some sort. I don't know much about it. Really don't know much about him at all. He was on Empire. And I haven't watched Empire since the first season. I don't really watch TV like that. So the first season of Empire was intriguing to me. The second season, I just couldn't. I couldn't. It just seemed. And then after that, I would occasionally peek in there. By that time, I was lost because I didn't know anything about what was going on in the shows because I hadn't been watching it for a while. So at the end of the day, he made an awful mistake. And the only person that's going to get hurt and harmed in this situation is himself. And I bet you $1,000 he wished that he had not done that. I really wish somebody out. And those two guys that assisted him, they should be charged too, since they knew, well, they gave them immunity, but they knew what he was planning. They knew what he was plotting and planning. And to be involved in something like this, if somebody came to me with something like that outrageous, I'd be like, huh? I'm not getting involved in that. And they were really hoping that the police would not find those two Nigerians. But when they found them, and then boys said they had to tell the truth. Because they were probably, and a lot of y'all probably say, well, Chicago police just showed Johnny on this. As this was a very high profile case. This was not something that could easily be swept under the rug. He was not thinking properly, Jesse. If he thought that he was going to be able to pull this off and not have the Chicago police was just going to say, okay, well, all right. No, they put manpower and work into this. They were trying to find out what took place. Initially, they may have believed him. But then once they started investigating, they said something ain't right about this, but keep digging. And they kept digging. You don't want to get the police involved in your personal business, especially something like this. He got the police involved in something that is going to destroy his career, if whatever career he has after this. I mean, but again, the only person he hurt is himself, and I knew it was fake from the very beginning. Just because somebody looks like you or in part of your community doesn't necessarily mean. Sometimes you have to just let the chips fall where they fall. No one, at the very beginning, I was hoping for a second that maybe they would find some real suspects who did do this. But as the case went on, I realized, okay, this is fake. Just like I thought from the very beginning. From the very beginning when I first heard it, I said, something's not right about this. This is false. This is not something's wrong here. And a lot of people got criticized for using critical thinking, common sense. There was just a lot of stuff just didn't add up. Just from the very beginning, I said, okay, this is kind of, something's not adding up here. Some of this stuff is not making any sense. And it didn't make any sense. But I hope this young man is able to get the help that he needs, because he needs some help. Who does something like this? And for what reason? Just out of the blue. Just up and out of the blue, you just decide to harm your life and career, thinking that this is the way to get a pay raise or drawing attention. It's mind-boggling to me. I'm just kind of lost by this stuff. However, I didn't even get today's date today, did I? Today is Thursday. It's February 21st. The year is 2019. I hope that this young man, he'll be all right at the end of the day. I don't know about his career though. Whatever's going on there, that might not. I just don't know about that. That's a good one right there. His career. He might have sabotaged his career to the point that it might be over for him. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know much about his career. I don't know much about Empire. I don't watch any of that stuff. I'm not really a TV watcher. But anyway, I'm about to get dressed and go on out here and do like Jesse should have did. Avoid the damn police. You don't be bringing the police into your business. Shit, I try to do. I've had situations where I was just. A friend of mine got hit. Somebody hit the back of his car and drove off. And he sat on the side of the road for 2 hours waiting for the cops to get there. I said, why didn't you just go home? They already ran. He was like, well, I didn't know what to do. I said, you should call me. I told you to go home. The police ain't anything about your ass. You fine. Your car tore up. Go on home. Call the police. They give you an incident report. You can file your insurance company claim. You don't need that. So you don't need a. I have filed plenty claims on my insurance. I always get the police involved in it because you just don't need to. You can do and most insurance adjusters say, well, do you have an incident report? You can go up to the police department and write out an incident report. They give you a piece of paper. You just write it out and you give it to the insurance company. He's sitting on the side. I don't believe in getting the police involved all up in my business if I don't have to. And if somebody hit me and drive on off, I'm going home. I'll call 911 when I get there. They ain't coming over there any damn way. They're like, are you alive? Are you okay? Call your insurance company. There's nothing you can do about it. You just write an incident report. But sitting on the side of the road for hours waiting for the police, I ain't about to do that shit. I go through my days trying to avoid the police, unlike Jesse. I ain't about to call the police with no bullshit. I mean, that's the craziest shit I ever. But again, I want to attack that young man because I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know what medications he's on. I don't know what's going on in his head. I'm not a big television star. All this stuff has an impact on him. You look at these celebrities. Being a celebrity today is not easy. Never has been easy. So I can imagine, and shit, I only got like 50,000 followers here on my YouTube channel, but everywhere I go, people recognize me. Here in Atlanta, at least. Or in a couple other places when I'm down in Miami and stuff like that. But I can imagine everywhere he goes, he's recognized immediately. And if he felt his salary was not sufficient enough for all the work that he was involved in it, I just think he went about it the wrong way. And this has backfired something terrible, 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 terrible. And he should not have done this. He should have called me up first. I'd be like, don't do this. Glad you ran this past me first. The next time, call Jesse, call Walter. Call Uncle Walter. Give me a call. We'll talk. And I'll tell you, I listen to. I didn't tell a lot of people call me with all kinds of shit. I said, nigga, don't do that. Don't. Let me save you the heartache and pain and the handcuffs on your wrist. Don't do that. Because you're going to be sitting up on Fulton County Jail on Rice Street looking stupid. Don't do that. I've saved a lot of brothers around here and sisters. They call me with this nonsense. I got somebody said they're going to positive check my account. Don't do that. Don't do it. 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 But they said the check is in my name. Doesn't matter. Do not deposit that check in your account. It's going to bounce. And the money, these are con artists. But anyway, I took the sleeping pill late last night. I don't know why it's still in my system. But it's almost 12 noon. I'm sitting there like this. I got a lot of shit I need to do. Anyway, if you like my videos, please click like, share them with family members and friends. I'm about to get out of here. Sorry for a short video, y'all, but I got a lot of shit I need to do. I just wanted to say something about Jesse and this crazy foolishness. But anyway, again, today it is Thursday, February the 21st. The year is 2019. I'm out of here. I look forward to reading your comments about the situation.